One of the things about Reverend Julian that as a student I marvel at is his ability to be fully present and yet never miss a moment. And let me explain that. For a lot of us in this room, you're not fully here. You're in the room, but you're checking your WhatsApps, you're checking your phone, you're answering emails. Yeah, Reverend Julian is fully here. Fully. And I'm aware of but some of the things he does, and not all of the things he does. And in addition to being a family man, being a father, being a leader and a pastoral leader of a congregation.
5 churches, by the way.
It must be said, Reverend Julian runs a high-growth, hyper-scale real estate business, a high-growth, hyper-scale fintech business, and a high-growth, hyper-scale religious institution. And manages to do all of this in the same 24 hours you and I have. So I just want to ask Reverend Julian what all of you want to ask him. Comrade, how does this thing... How do you do it? Are you one of those people who wakes up at like 5 in the morning and takes a cold ice bath? What's the secret here? How do we find the balance for this?
I was going to be quiet. First, let me say about the houses. We're just starting now. Okay. We're just kicking off now. We've done very good 30% of the sales. We're just starting off now.
That's a new project.
No, the one I was telling you about,
okay.
the 1,070 units. That's going on now. The 1,480 units is what we will launch in November.
Okay.
So my heart's desire is that we find ways to distribute this across Africa by God's help and grace, because I never believe in a Kenyan idea, because God is not a Kenyan. I think I use yeah,
no, it's very good.
I use my country to pilot. And then we start to see, because hunger is hunger. Pain is pain. There's no Zambian pain. And so I believe these kind of conversations, I really think the church has to enter a particular, and let me answer the question I was asked. People. So I've become such a believer in people that even the church that I started 19 years ago, which has grown and grown and grown, and the meetings we're having, next year I turn 50. So while you're having these pains at 39, I can assure you other things. There's certain parts of you that start to pain at 50, and you start asking, which part of the body is this exactly? I can't reach it. But I'll say this, and it was a conversation we were having yesterday, which is so important. People. Next year, so the church is now turning 20 next year, and next year I'm handing over the church to my successor, because I don't want to die and leave them in a mess. And I've discovered the more we allow these things to be handled by the sons and daughters, the more work you have of helping them. Because the real estate business, the CEO is actually my brother-in-love, and he runs that on a day-to-day basis as the CEO. So I've taken more of a founder, chairman role in the businesses, but sons are running them. I met some of the sons when I started preaching 18 years ago in the high schools in Kenya. They're now CEOs of the group. They're now CEOs of some of the groups. So I'm watching sons grow and build things better than me and make me look good. So the point is, there's a whole understanding of succession thinking, even in our governance early enough. But I must say, and this is the conversation yesterday, importing sons is a very dangerous thing. You have to raise sons. And sisters, when I speak here, I'm speaking spiritually. So when I say sons, I'm covering you also, okay? So you want to raise sons, not import sons. And even in the things of the kingdom, it's you can't hand over to people that you know will kill what you started. So I want to live the rest of my days raising these men and women who can take it further than I ever could, but to be there to guide them, to help them. When Moses was overwhelmed, his father-in-law came and said, God is going to raise 70 people who can do what you do.
Yes.
So I think one of the things we have to deal with is you thinking you're the only one who can do what you do, because the Spirit of the Lord came upon the 70 and it did not deplete what Moses had.
Yes. Right.